We are telling people to come back home,
Yes.
but they should be coming back to something.
Yeah.
They should have something doing. Whilst the government is talking about people coming home, or organizations and individuals encouraging people to come home and settle, we should also be thinking of how to improve the flaws in the system so people can come in and transition without too much hassle.
Okay guys, so once again welcome to my YouTube channel. There is also going to be another great episode, but before we start, we've always been saying that people in the diaspora should come back to Africa. We're calling upon them to come home, but today we are going to turn the story another way for us to hear what they also have to say, as in, fine, if we want them to come, then what are we doing? What are the measures that we are putting in place for them to be able to move home safely and comfortable? So to have with me my guest, a mom who is going to share her experience with us. She has lived in the diaspora for so many years, but she has been going and coming. So without wasting much time, I would let her introduce herself and then we get straight into the interview. But before I continue, if this is your first time, consider subscribing to this channel, because we talk about Ghana to the world. We promote Africa, and I tell stories about Ghana. I show you beautiful places in Ghana for you to see that my beautiful country is not poor. Mommy, thank you so much for coming to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to have you, and thank you so much once again for the opportunity.
My pleasure.
All right, Mommy, I think you need to introduce yourself to my people since they don't really know you.
Okay, my name is Kafui. I am a Ghanaian. I'm actually a lawyer. I trained as a lawyer. I'm not really practicing law now. I'm doing other things, but that's what I trained to be.
Mommy, how long have you been away from Ghana?
Not too many years, actually. I've been in and out for a while, but I moved to live out permanently for the past 9.5 years.
Wow, 9.5 years.
Yes.
Where exactly were you?
Okay, I live in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Wow. My mom, were you practicing law there too? Or
No.
You practiced
I practice law in Ghana.
Wow.
And since I moved out, I gave it up for other things.
My mom, can you take us through a little journey? What took you out of Ghana?
Okay. I went out to join my husband, who has been living out. And before moving out, I used to just go spend a few months and come back. But 9.5 years ago, I made the decision to make it more permanent.
Over there.
So I moved out to live over there.
But did you miss home whilst you were there?
Oh yeah, I do.
What are some of the things that made you miss home?
I think more of the company and family.
Oh, okay.
Because here you have family, and you can walk into anybody's home, your family member's home. You don't need an invitation. Not so much the food, because I adjust anyway. So the food is not much of my problem, but that family togetherness. And then I have my mom here. She's quite old, so I miss being away from her for long periods. But then fortunately, I'm able to come home at least once a year. And I spend about 2 months at a time.
Wow.
So that makes it easier.
Wow, that's interesting. Mommy, for you saying you move once a year and stay 2 months in Ghana before going back, can you just tell us, how has that been an advantage to you as compared to people who have left and have never come, or maybe it takes like 3, 4, 5 years before they move once?
Okay, so for me, I feel like I'm still living here.
Oh, okay.
Because every year I spend at least 2 months here,
Okay.
and maybe 8 months, about 10 months outside. So I don't go for long periods without seeing family.
Okay.
And I talk on regular basis to people at home. In fact, my brothers and sisters, we talk almost every day. So it also makes me look at what is going on here. So I don't go for long periods, and then I come and I meet a lot of surprises. I see things, let me say, on yearly basis as to what is going on here.
Wow. So you are moving alongside with the country as it progresses, although like you're not missing a lot.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. I know a lot of people might wish to have your way of coming home every 2 months. But anyway, Mommy, we've been calling out for people in the diaspora to come back to Africa, and it's my responsibility to give people reasons to choose Ghana when they decide to come to Africa. But you being a Ghanaian, and then also with a year of return, you have been in the diaspora for so many years. What are some of, we want to hear from your side, your story, looking at it coming back home. What are some of the things that will really make you move back home quickly?
One of the things that are important for me is the health system. The health system as we have it here, I mean, we have to make a lot of improvement because it's really nothing to write home about. If we take the cash and carry system of health, it means that if you don't have money at a particular time, you might as well be good as dead because you won't get care at the hospital. So that makes it difficult for somebody who is coming home. And also the hospital equipment and the kind of quality health that you get outside, we are still a long way from there. So if we can improve on the health system here, we have good doctors, we have good nurses, but they have to have things to work with, and they also have to have the goodwill to work, not just the money aspect, but that sense of caring. We need that. I've seen that some hospitals have been improved upon, some new systems have been built up, but there is still a lot of complaint about how we carry out health, how we dispense health, and that has to be looked at critically.
Okay, Mom, aside the hospital, the health sector, what are some of the things that you think, if being improved upon, will make a lot of people come home?
Okay. We are telling people to come back home,
Yes.
but they should be coming back to something.
Yeah.
They should have something doing. I've heard people complain about the land issue, and I am very well aware of the land issue. Selling land to multiple clients, or the family disputes about land. One side of the family sells the land, the other side says we don't agree. So that becomes a big dispute, and the person who buys the land is at the center of it. So if we can look at that carefully, be it family land or stool land, that would also help. And then our whole system, there are a whole lot of things. You need to do something at the ministries or whatever. You have to keep on chasing that one thing for several months. Something that can take you a day or two will take you forever. Our court system is another one. There's so much delay in the justice system. You take a case to court, and for 5 years you are still on that one case. You know, so it halts everything else that you should be doing. Whilst the government is talking about people coming home, or organizations and individuals encouraging people to come home and settle, we should also be thinking of how to improve the flaws in the system so people can come in and transition without too much hassle.
You know, we've always been on one side of the fence calling them to come home, but we've never taken into consideration from their point of view some of the things that are not making them move quickly as we are calling for. So today, this is what we are doing, and I know you guys are really enjoying. If you have any comments, just leave it under the comment section and let me know as we continue. Mommy, I want to ask, despite all these things that need to be improved, how the government has to touch certain areas and sectors of the economy, do you think it's worth it for people to still come home?
Oh, sure. There's nowhere like home.
Okay.
It is really worth it.
Okay.
Home is home. And if you can improve situations anywhere, it should be home first. There's a saying that charity begins at home. So we need to put our home in order so that we can always come back and have some comfort. So yes, I would say that it is very much worth coming back. We should look at the things that would be attractive for us to come back, and also the help that can be given to encourage people to settle in as they come back, so that they don't just come and just turn around and go back. Yeah.
There's this question that has always been on my heart. As to Africans, we have our culture and our way in which we're being brought up. And one thing that I realize is that a lot of people who move to the diaspora, when they settle, they give birth, some of them hardly bring the children back home just to get their connection of the African way of life. Mommy, what is your take on that, or what advice would you give to parents in the diaspora?
Well, fortunately, in my case, I had all my children here.
Okay.
So they went as adults and semi-adults, so I don't have that issue. But yes, it is good to bring children back to learn more about their culture. And we might say we are trying over there to introduce them to the culture, but the best place to learn is to live among the people. I would say that those parents that can come home with their children from time to time, it will help the children themselves so they don't lose touch with their roots. They might be born in Europe, in the US, and other places, so they might call those places home, but they still have what I'll call the original home in them. So it will be good for them to know about that. And also, diversity is very good for the human being and the human society. So if they know what goes on in Africa or Ghana or wherever they come from on the continent of Africa, it would enhance their outlook. It will give them a better chance at most things. Yeah, the understanding of the world itself would be enhanced. Yes. And one other thing that I advocate for is teaching our children their mother tongue. English and other languages can be spoken or learned any other time. But when you teach your children their mother tongue, it also helps them. It helps them in a lot of ways. It helps in they understanding other languages better, actually. Yeah. Especially those that are born. And this issue is not just for those who live outside, because I have realized that even in Ghana, people don't teach their children their own languages. They speak English with them at home. The children go to school, they speak English. They go to meet their friends, they speak English. So when do they learn their own mother tongue? So for me, it's better if you teach your children whilst they are just growing their mother tongue. If possible, teach them how to even read in it, read and write in it. The others, they will learn and they will grasp quickly. And speaking the mother tongue, even I hear, helps children to do better in other languages. So that's what I think.
I love this topic. Gone are the days when we used to be in school, you speak the local dialect, they will say you are speaking vernacular, and teacher will ask the class prefect to write names of talkative
exactly.
those who, and you have to pay the punishment. So I think that is one of the things that we did, that really didn't help a lot of us. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so we are about to wrap up. I know you are enjoying the conversation, but Mommy, please, your final, let me say, your advice to people coming back home. What advice will you give to them? How should they move? Should they come quickly, or is there any message for them? Because I have a lot of people who are in the diaspora watching now.
Okay, I would say think about it carefully, plan it. Don't rush. Don't just wake up one day and rush and say I'm coming back home. If you plan it carefully and you set goals, you give yourself time and what you want to do within that time limit, you wouldn't be so disappointed that you will rush back. So whilst you're trying to come, plan it, give yourself timelines, come and visit first. Come and visit a few times, map out what you want to do whilst you are here. So when you finally come, you have some motivation, you have a goal. So you work towards that goal.
Wow, thank you so much. So guys, you've heard it all. Try visiting and then see one or two things, move back, plan well, and come. Thank you so much for staying tuned to watch this interesting episode. Okay, so guys, just comment and let me know what you think about this video. And I think we'll wrap it up. I know you are enjoying it, but don't worry. I'll still bring her once again to my channel, and she has a lot of things to address, and we'll see from there. But Mommy, is there anything on your heart that you would like to pour out to people watching us?
Yes, I'll say that in these times that we are in, everybody needs to be careful, be cautious, take your health seriously, take all the precautions that you have to take, and live life to the fullest. Thank you.
Live life to the fullest. Thank you so much. My name is Niiayiphotography, and we had our Mommy who just granted us a beautiful and interesting interview. Okay guys, so the news that I have for you, you know, you've been watching me for some time. A lot of people out there who are willing to support and push this channel so that we can bring you a lot of content. It took me some time to do this, but finally I have my PayPal and also my Patreon account, which I'll leave the link in the description box below. If you want to support us, if you want to push us so that we can bring you more content for you to watch, you are welcome to become part of the family. Thank you so much. Until then, I see you on my next episode. My name is Niai, aka Ganyubi. Hola. Wow. Peace out.
We go make 'em. We go make 'em. Hey, we go.